Hello, I'm Sarah Ann Shockley, and this is the Pain Companion, chapter by chapter. Chapter 27, Writing Pain, a Letter of Complaint. The next 4 exercises we're going to go through include creative ways I used to establish a two-way dialogue with pain. They allowed me the sense that I was both listening to pain and, at least in my imagination, being listened to by pain. They helped reframe my experience of pain from something invasive and intractable to a sensation response that I could communicate with. It was a way to speak directly to and with the aspect of myself that was creating and maintaining the pain in my body. It gave me useful outlets and released pent-up frustrations and feelings of powerlessness. Made me feel like I was doing something, and in communicating with pain, I was, in a sense, more able to influence it rather than throwing things at it. For this next exercise, you'll write a letter to pain. If writing's not an option because of your physical condition, you can speak your letter out loud. You can speak it into a recorder or into the computer. You can write it in your mind. You might also ask a friend, somebody that you trust, to write it down for you, to dictate to them. I prefer writing by hand whenever possible because it feels more real and immediate to me, but you can do it any way you want to. Part of the purpose of this letter is to establish a relationship with pain that acknowledges a willingness on your part to communicate openly. Another is to clear the air, so to speak. This first communication is a chance for you to say whatever needs to be said about how pain has affected your life. This is helpful as you begin to find a way to relate to pain as a positive force. First, you have to clear the air. Before you can make friends with pain, it's good to get your anger, resentment, and blame off your chest and out in the open. I've included examples of my own letters to pain throughout this book, and you've heard some of them already if you've listened to the other chapters. Writing pain a letter of complaint. So step 1, begin your letter with Dear Pain. You begin your letter with the words Dear Pain, and this establishes in your own consciousness that you're communicating directly with pain, as opposed to writing, for example, in a journal, where you're basically writing to yourself or writing a letter to somebody outside of yourself. You're establishing, this is who I'm addressing. This is what I'm addressing. Step 2 is don't hold back. Basically, you're registering a complaint with pain about your present situation in this letter. For now, keep your complaints in the present tense and only discuss what you're currently experiencing. This can be a short missive or a long diatribe. Some suggestions for how to start. Tell pain how you feel about your present situation and the part it plays in it. Tell pain how awful it is to have it in your life. Tell it how punishing or restricting it feels, how unfair it is. Just let it out. Describe where you feel pain in your body, what it feels like in detail, how much it hurts. These are all different approaches you might take. You don't have to do them all, of course. Tell pain the things you can't tell anyone else because they will be scared for you or feel pity for you or try to fix it for you or not believe you or not understand in some way. So really, you're telling the truth here. You're just laying it out. But you're not telling the truth just to yourself as an exercise in journal writing, which feels like nobody's witnessing it. You're actually telling pain. This is what I think about you. This is how you've affected my life. This is what's going on here. And it is, yes, it is a part of you, but it's a specific part of you that you're talking to and about. Step 3 is read your letter aloud to pain. So write until you feel done, or compose in your mind if you need to until you feel done. And then once you're complete, read your letter aloud to pain. Imagine that pain is your audience and direct your voice toward it in whatever way that makes sense to you. So you can imagine you are speaking to a part of your body. You can, if you're able to move around, stand in front of a mirror and speak to that part of the body. You can also imagine that your pain is sitting in a chair opposite you or on the other side of the bed, if that's where you are, and address the pain and read the letter to it. Again, this may sound like something silly or not useful to do, but I assure you things start moving when you work in this way and you sincerely just go through it. And don't short circuit it. Let it all out, and once you've written it, actually read it aloud to pain. It's different than you think. It changes things. Step 4 is assume you've been heard. Assume, even though pain has no known address, that your message has been received. After all, pain is totally accessible to you at the moment, so it really isn't very far away. It's very much within listening distance. You can send a letter of complaint to pain anytime you feel the need. So the summary is, step 1, begin your letter with Dear Pain. Step 2, don't hold back. Step 3, read your letter aloud to pain. And step 4, assume you've been heard. And then see what happens, how that feels and what shifts. Pain may still be there, probably will still be there. It may not shift a lot, but notice how you feel about having spoken that way, about having expressed that.